Astro amigos. Welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. The first major transit of 2025 is almost here. Yes, you heard correct. Saturn, Shani Dev, the slowest moving planet, is finally going to leave its own Mul Trikona sign of Aquarius, which is Kumbha Rashi, and make its way over to the next sign of Pisces, which is Meen Rashi, on March 29, 2025. And then it will not return back to Aquarius for another 3 decades. So you can imagine how slow of a moment this planet has. So when Saturn enters Pisces on March 29 of this year, it will not leave Pisces till about June 2, 2027, when it transits to the next sign of Aries, which is Mesh Rasi. But again, I believe in October 2027, Saturn will move back to the sign of Pisces and will stay there for again some time. But the focus of this video is to mainly discuss the impact of Saturn's transit in the sign of Pisces from March 29, 2025 to June 1, 2027, a span of about a bit more than 2 years. So, what it is going to bring for all the 12 signs of the zodiac? From a general perspective, it is going to be an excellent and welcome change, a much needed transformation. Because Saturn, although it was placed in its own sign of Aquarius for quite some time now, is not a bad placement because that is its Mul Trikona. But finally, the aspects and the drishti of Saturn are always given most importance because they are malefic in nature. So wherever Saturn looks, wherever it glances its aspects on, those houses are usually going to be disturbed. And especially when Saturn was in Aquarius, it was aspecting all three enemy signs, Leo, Aries, and Scorpio, which were definitely not a good aspect. But finally, the move to Pisces is going to be a much welcome change because the aspects are going to fall mostly on friendly or neutral signs. And wherever Saturn is placed, for that house, Saturn always tries to improve the results and significations of that house over time. And to add to that, Saturn will be in Pisces. Pisces is a sign ruled by the most auspicious planet, Jupiter, Devguru Brahaspati. So naturally, Saturn transiting in a very, you can say, mild sign. It is not a aggressive sign. It is a feminine sign, and it is also ruled by the most auspicious planet. Is naturally going to make Saturn give bit more of better and more beneficial results for everyone. Now, if you are running, especially its Mahadasha or Antardasha, which is the major planetary period or minor planetary period of Saturn, then naturally it is going to have significant impact on your life. Or even if you are running the Pratyantar Dasha, the sub period of Saturn, then it will have a profound impact on your life. Or if Saturn is very strong in your chart, it's maybe exalted, maybe it's Vargottam, maybe it is placed at very good degrees, it is placed in its very friendly signs, its own sign, its Mul Trikona sign, or if it's placed in the sign of Pisces only and Jupiter is also well placed, then this transit can be life changing in a very good way for you. So without any further delay, I'm going to dive deep into the impact of this crucial transit for all the 12 signs, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. Let's get started. For my Aries Mesh Rashi friends, Saturn is the lord of your 10th and 11th houses, the Karma Bhav and the Labhasthan. And now it will be transiting in your 12th house in the sign of Pisces. So, what does this all signify? Well, for one, the 12th house is connected to foreign lands. So, Saturn's Mool Trikon falls in your 11th house, the house of gains, desires, wish fulfillment. And now the connection is happening with the 12th house, the house of foreign lands. So, if you're in your prime and if you are really looking for a job change, especially in a foreign land abroad, you have been desiring to relocate for a long time, then this can be the best move that you can make, because doing so can give you tremendous success in the time to come, because the money flow is being basically connected to the 12th house. It is being redirected to foreign lands. So whether it is for business, whether it is for your career, a new job change, or maybe even with your family, if you are getting the opportunity to move away from your birthplace or your homeland and possibly even permanently immigrate to a foreign country, then it can be the best time for you, especially if you are running its Mahadasha or Antardasha. So, major success in foreign lands is seen. And for those people already residing there, and if you're employed in a good company, then lo and behold, you can get tremendous growth and progress during the coming months and years. So 12th house is also connected to long term stable investments. Saturn is the slowest moving planet. So what does that imply? You need to focus more on long term gains and not making a quick buck, because that is where you can encounter sudden losses, expenses, and there that could lead to your downfall financially. But if you are prudent, if you are going to be wise and safe about your investments, about your finances, then you can surely accumulate good wealth and savings in the long run. Because from the 12th, Saturn is going to impact your second house, the sign of Taurus. This is a friendly sign, right? Taurus is a earth sign. So it indicates stability. But how will stability come in terms of your finances? It will come only if you make the right kind of investments, diversifying your portfolio as much as possible, not putting all your eggs in one basket, avoiding penny stocks, cryptocurrency, gambling, betting. All these things should definitely be curbed. Instead, focus on how you can make gains in the long term, whether it's a 5 year or 10-year horizon. Do not focus on 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, right? You need to expand your horizon for the long term in terms of your finances, and that is where your true success will lie. Overall, there can also be, some good family reunions on the cards, some family bonding, especially with your relatives, extended family members. And that could be in a foreign land. You might even travel, to a different country where there might be a get together or some sort of occasion like that. Try to control your diet and maintain, good eating good food, a healthy, balanced diet, because from the 12th, Saturn will also directly aspect your sixth house. Although, again, it will be a friendly aspect because it falls on the sign of Virgo. But still, because your second and sixth house and the 12th house here are connected, you need to make sure your diet is clean. If you intake alcohol, make sure you do that in moderation. Make sure to, maybe get a wellness checkup, like a general wellness health checkup, semi-annually or at least annually, just to make sure everything is in order. Try not to basically take anyone at face value, right? Because there are going to be people who you are going to identify who might not be your well-wishers. So try to keep these people at a base distance. Try to safeguard yourself and try not to reveal your cards in any matters, whether it's finances, love life, relationship, career, business. Keep those cards to yourself and only reveal it to those people you truly know are genuine and you can trust. Then we see that if you're in a foreign land and if you are thinking about taking a loan to fund a new project, to buy something, like a purchase, then it can be a good time for that. Just make sure your dasha, antardasha, and overall your natal chart is also supporting the same. Overall, 12th house and the 6th house getting connected means that overall your health area will be highlighted. So, you know, do as much as you can to maintain good health, whether it's yoga, meditation, pranayama, mindfulness techniques, taking walks in the nature, spending time outside, hiking, running, walking, jogging, mild to moderate exercise, whatever works best for you. To stay active, to stay fit, you should work on that. Overall, your money flow will grow as well. You will accumulate good wealth with your hard work, effort, and dedication in your job, in your business. You will be able to do well. But especially if there is a connection with foreign lands, then it will be better. The final aspect of Saturn will be on your ninth house, on the sign of Sagittarius. Again, a good neutral sign, no enemy aspect there. This can be a great time for you to think about pursuing higher education, such as master's, PhD program, postdoc in a foreign land. Again, there is a very strong connection here with foreign countries, whether it's regard to your career, education, business. It is a great time and opportunity to pursue such things. For those students already pursuing higher education in a foreign land will do very well during this coming months and years. So put in your hard work and effort and show your professors that you are a genius, that you are there to work hard, to study hard, and to prove your merit. Overall, the ninth house getting activated also means lot of long distance travel, journey, vacation might be on the cards. There will be a lot of international travel. There can be also travel to visit any sort of, religious places or spiritual places, any type of sadhana, meditation, any type of, visiting ashram, or maybe seeking the advice of any spiritual guru that you follow, any good teachings, any values that you can inculcate in your life can be excellent. So to explore more spiritual and or religious activities, visit any holy pilgrimage can be a great time to undertake during this period. Overall, try to be as dharmic as you can in your approach. Be very duty minded. Follow and carry out your duties in a righteous and ethical manner all the way, and you will be truly blessed by Saturn in all regards. So, I believe these are some of the impacts you are going to feel in your life in these next couple of years. And I wish you all the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, Saturn is a Yoga Karaka planet for you guys, meaning it is a very beneficial planet because it controls your ninth house, which is a trine house, a Trikon Bhav, and also the 10th house, which is a center house, a Kendra Bhav. And on top of that, it is great friends with the ruler of your sign Venus. And now, finally, it will start transiting in the very auspicious 11th house, the house of gains, desires, and wish fulfillment for a long time to come. Since Saturn is a very good planet for you at the base level, and it will also transit in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by the other very auspicious planet, Jupiter, because Jupiter and Venus are the two most naturally Shubha Graha. Well, Saturn, lo and behold, is going to do great for you in the 11th house. So, what does this all signify? Well, for one, your finances, your wealth accumulation, your money flow is definitely going to be on the rise. It is great news for wealth accumulation reasons, but in a long term perspective, you should not focus on quick short term gains here. You should focus on a 10-year, 15-year, 20-year horizon, or at the minimum, a 5-year horizon, because that is where Saturn's strength lies, is in giving great results over a long span of time. It is not a very fast moving planet like Mars, Mercury, Moon, for example. It is the slowest moving planet. It stays in a sign for like 2 to 2.5 years. So you need to start thinking like Shani Dev, right? So here you need to focus on what can give you stable long-term returns over a very long span of period, whether it is ETFs, it is diversified portfolio, whether it is bonds, whether it is high yield cash account, and definitely not cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, betting. Any type of these high risk speculative investments should be curbed at all cost, because that is not the energy of Saturn. You need to utilize Saturn's energy in the right way, and then only you can basically get the full blessings and the full results of Saturn in the positive way. Because Saturn also controls your ninth and 10th house, and it will be in the 11th, there is a strong chance of you meeting some very important people in the time to come. It can be through some long distance travel, whether you are at the airport, whether you are attending a seminar, conference, a company sponsored event, a business meeting. You can really meet some key and influential people. So you need to network, network, and network as much as possible, and it will be immensely beneficial to you in the long run. Overall, Saturn here will try to grow your friend circle, improve your social life slowly and steadily. You will start to be involved in a lot of activities in the coming time. And if you are even like an influencer, you do something on your own, like you are your own boss, your own employer, and you are using social media or any type of electronic media to market your business, then it can be a great time, because you will start to see a lot of success, a lot of expansion and growth in that area as well. It can be a wonderful time to build any sort of broken relationship with your elder siblings if you have any, because moving forward they will provide you with a lot of support, and there will be great bonding and understanding between you and your elder siblings. So take full advantage of that. Then, if if your father is giving you any good advice, definitely pay heed to that. It can be of extremely good value for you. So listen to your father, listen to your well wishers advice. It will be beneficial for you. Then we see that Saturn's first aspect, right, the third aspect what we see, will be on your first house itself, on the sign of Taurus. So, what is that indicating? It is a friendly aspect, but it is telling you to slow down, take a pause, try to do some retrospection just look in yourself and think about any good positive changes that you want to bring about in your life, which can help you to be more efficient, be more productive, feel more good about yourself, whether it's getting more healthier, being able to do something that you always desired, whether it's starting a new project, whether it's starting your own thing like a business, whether it's making a new job change. You need to get your game plan together. You need to start really planning for what you really want to achieve in these coming years. So do some introspection, some self reflection, and then strategize. on what you really want to achieve in the coming time. Also, here, try to work on your fitness. Fitness is the key to living a very successful life, right? Good health is finally wealth. And also, it will give you a lot of emotional, mental stability and also contentment. So try to focus on that as well. And overall, try to focus again on the long term perspective in any area, whether it's education, financial, investments, marriage, relationship. Try not to take any decisions on an impulse. Quick, hasty decision making should be avoided. We see that Saturn's direct aspect will be on your fifth house, on the sign of Virgo. So, this is also a good aspect. It is falling on a friendly sign. But here again, the fifth house of investments will be activated. And fifth house is usually connected to speculative investments. So, again, be very careful when it comes to speculative investments like penny stocks, cryptocurrency, gambling, betting. Avoid those type of high risk investments, because Saturn is again not a planet which is in and of itself, which represents these things. It will give you solid gains, solid returns, solid wealth accumulation, but over a long period of time. So you need to start thinking along those lines. So Saturn also being your 10th lord, ninth lord, for single people wanting to get into a relationship, there are chances of meeting a potential someone, maybe at the workplace, maybe attending like a seminar, conference, uh, work sponsored event. Maybe it could be long distance traveling, maybe any journey, vacation, travel that you do. You might meet, someone during those times. So just be open to meeting people, and it can overall be a great time to find a good, stable, long term relationship. And for those couples already in a relationship, your Saturn can at the first initial time cause some hardships, cause couples to again do some introspection, self reflection, to see if they really want to continue the relationship or not. But if they do, then it can be for the long run, and even marriage might be possible on the cards. Then we see that basically Saturn's final aspect will be on your eighth house, which will fall on the sign of Sagittarius. So, this aspect here falling on the fire sign of Sagittarius can be a great time to really kind of, if you have that fire in you, to learn more about the esoteric sciences, occult science, astrology, astronomy, tarot, vastu shastra, palmistry, whatever area that you're interested in. You should definitely try to develop more of the knowledge, acquire more skills. It can be a great time for research related purposes, whether for students pursuing postdoc, PhD, high level programs, or any type of people in the investigation type field, or any type of scientist. There can be a quite a significant discovery or innovation that can be possible during this time. So, again, it can be a great time for diving deep into a topic that you are interested in. But eighth house is also mainly connected to occult sciences, right? So, if you have any interest in that, then definitely look into it more, because overall, your 11th house connection is activating also the 8th house. So, it is in a way good news, and there can be even sudden unearned wealth that could come your way. Maybe it could be through insurance, inheritance, any legacies, past settlements, right? So that could give some results here. So One final word I will say is that do not ignore maybe any chronic health issues. Make sure to not ignore any type of health issues that have been bothering you for a long time. Try to find the remedy for that and try to resolve those health issues before it becomes, something more. So I believe these are some of the effects that my Taurus Vrishab Rashi friends are going to experience. I believe it is going to be one of the best transits for you because it is in the 11th house, and that too, Saturn generally being a great planet for you. All you have to do is make sure your Mahadasha, Antardasha, your natal chart are all aligning with this transit, because it can truly change your life for the better. All the best. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, Saturn controls your 8th house and the ninth house of Bhagya. So, Saturn is generally considered to be a good planet for you. It is also great friends with the ruler of your sign, Mercury. And now it will start transiting in the 10th house, which is a Upachaya Bhava. It is a Kendra Bhav, a house of action. So, Saturn transiting in your 10th house in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by the auspicious planet Jupiter, is a very good sign for you for the years to come. So, if you were feeling a lack of stability in your job area, in your professional life, right? Now there will be initial struggle, but over time, Saturn will give you tremendous stability, growth, and success in your workplace, in your job. Because Saturn is a planet of long term permanence and stability. And Saturn is also your Bhagyesh. It is literally controller of your destiny. And how can the Bhagyesh ever try to do anything bad? Because Saturn's inherent nature is a bit slow, is a bit malefic, naturally, it will create a bit of hurdles and obstacles from time to time. No doubt about that, because it also rules the 8th house, the Ashtam Bhav. But be fearless, because finally its Mool Trikon is in the ninth house of Bhagya, of luck factor, of destiny. So you will have good support of your destiny in your professional life in the years to come. So now is the time to do some introspection, self reflection on what are the good and positive changes and modifications that you want to bring in your daily work routine, that you want to bring in your life, which will enable you to be more efficient in general. So try to create that actionable plan for yourself and then work on implementing those good and positive actions. And then over a period of time, in the long run, you will come out as a winner, because Saturn here in the 10th, in the growth house, is only going to keep giving you better and better results. So for those people who don't have a job, I recommend start applying from April onwards, May onwards. Really start applying and give lots of interviews, because there is a very good chance you can now land a decent job which is not only stable but will also give you good salary and benefits as well as perks. For those people already in a good job currently, can even get the possible chance of relocating to a foreign land if they desire to do so, right? Because the ninth house here is connecting with the 10th house. So abroad relocation opportunities will be on the rise. Now it is up to you whether you wish to stay in your motherland or, try something new in your life, try a new adventure and head off to a foreign country. And that can also be great for you. So job relocation, job transfer, all these matters will be largely supported in the time to come. Overall, your relationship with your father will also start to improve quite a bit. Any sort of problems, if there were, will be eventually resolved, and you will be on the same page moving forward. Overall, your prestige, reputation, your image will be on the rise in society, in your family, in your social circle. Your leadership skills will be appreciated by many people, and people will start to come to you seeking advice, seeking good counsel, because you will speak the truth. You will speak what needs to be spoken, and you will make a strong impact on whoever you interact with. Then we see that Saturn's next aspect, or the first aspect, will be on the 12th house, on the sign of Taurus. So again, as you can see, the 10th, ninth, and 12th house connection here, which is again exploring foreign opportunities for job related matters. But then there can also be some expenses on the cards, but it can be mainly for traveling, for leisure purposes, for a vacation that you really, haven't been for or a long time. This can be a great time to, go out and treat yourself a nice long vacation, or maybe any type of religious or spiritual related journeys can also be quite fruitful. So whether it is going to a ashram, going to a meditation retreat, a spiritual center, maybe visiting a religious organization of your choice that you always wanted, which might be, quite a distance away from you, maybe in another country, an ancient historical site. So that can also be good for the 12th house activation here, because the expenses will be there, but if you channelize it to something pleasurable, it will be good for you, right? So here your sleep quality might also get affected a bit, because you might become too much of a workaholic. So be mindful of that. Try to get at least a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, so you are able to perform at your peak capacity, because lack of sleep will definitely impact your health in a negative way. So be mindful of that. Then we see that Saturn's direct aspect will be on the fourth house, on the friendly sign of Virgo. So this time can be great for possible, property related investments, or maybe any, purchase of a vehicle, selling of a vehicle. This can be done. Of course, make sure your natal chart, Mahadasha, Antardasha, all these factors support that. But Saturn, in and of itself, represents older things. It is a very traditional and conservative planet. So try to, if you think of purchasing a new or purchasing a property or a car, try to purchase it a bit older. It will be more supportive, because Saturn does not really represent brand new things. It represents more of older things. So that is just a, hint I am throwing out there, is older things will be more supported by this Saturn year. Then try to do yoga, meditation, pranayama regularly, consistently, because Saturn's impact on the fourth will have a direct impact on your mind, emotions, and mental well being. So, doing these things will again help you to stay grounded and focused on your goals and objectives. Make sure your mother gets a wellness checkup, maybe semi annually or at least annually, just to make sure she's doing good and everything is in order. The final aspect of Saturn here will be on your seventh house, on the neutral good sign of Sagittarius, the fire sign, right? Again, Jupiter's Mul Trikona here. So, here now there are going to be strong chances of single people getting married in these coming years, because yes, Saturn is going to impact your seven, but speaking a bit more broadly, even Jupiter from May onwards will be impacting the seventh. So in a way, it's a Dharma Karmadipati Yoga activation of the seventh. The planet of Dharma, Jupiter, the planet of Karma, Saturn, both the two most important planets impacting one single house, is definitely going to unlock a lot of potential of that house. So whether it is getting married for those single people desiring marriage, whether it is, finding a lot of stability deep increased bonding for married couples, already married, will also be on the cards. Your overall, love, respect, care, understanding for each other will also grow manifold. So that is also great news. And even for business, for those people wanting to maybe start something on their own, trying to be their own boss or own employer, is certainly a good thing. And here you have a key window of opportunity to try something new in life, especially, running your own business. And if you are already running a business, then overall the time coming is looking phenomenal. There is going to be a lot of stability, lot of profits, increased revenues on the cards, decreased expenses, and a lot of good things playing out for you in the business domain. Any type of business partnerships you are in currently might also yield good fruits down the road. And there might be some amazing business deals and negotiations that might play out in your favor in the coming time as well. Long distance journeys, travel, and vacation will also be quite beneficial. So I believe these are some of the effects that are going to be felt for the Gemini native people, and I wish you all the best. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, Saturn rules your seventh and the eighth house, and now it will start to transit in the ninth house from March 29, 2025 onwards. So, ninth house is the Bhagyastan. It is the house of long distance travel, journeys, right? And it can be more for spiritual and or religious purposes, because your eighth house of moksha trikona is being connected to the ninth house, which is the highest of the trine house, highest of the dharma trikona, right? So here basically this energy flow is indicating for you to explore and develop any spiritual interest or inclination that you might have, or even you might become more religious. If you were already religious, you might even become more religious. You might start to study your ancient scriptures, try to really ingrain that knowledge within you that is available. So it can be a great time for research related things, whether it is religious research, whether it is any type of investigation field, whether it is if you're a master's, PhD, postdoc student, whether you're a scientist, right? So, any type of deep research related topics here will be largely supported. There can be some really good innovative discoveries that can also be made, which can be quite transformative and life changing. So then we see that since the eighth house is connected to overseas voyages and ninth house is connected to foreign lands, those students wanting to get admission to foreign countries for pursuing higher education can finally now get accepted, because Saturn also controls the seventh house, which is also connected to foreign lands. Just try not to take any major life decisions purely based on luck factor or destiny, because it can go either way, especially when it comes to finances. Try not to take any major risky financial decisions, or any risky speculative investments should be curbed, because if you try to do anything like that, whether it's cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, betting, trying to make a quick buck, either it can be in your favor or you can lose everything in a minute's time. It is that kind of a placement where it's best not to take significant life decisions, especially investment related, purely based on luck factor and destiny. Then we see that from the ninth, Saturn will impact the 11th house, right? That will fall on the sign of Taurus. So, here again, as you see, it is a friendly aspect, right? So, Since the 11th house is connected to money flow and the 8th is the Mool Trikon of Shani, there can be sudden unexpected wealth that can come your way. It could be through insurance, inheritance, through any legacies, past settlements, through your spouse, in-laws, through your past investments. So try to be mindful of that and try to invest whatever gains come your way in good, safe, long-term, stable investments. Then there can be a bit of pressure when it comes to your relationship with friends, with your elder siblings. So try to not overcomplicate things, try to be upfront, straightforward with them so that you can be on the same page and it does not lead to any unnecessary misunderstandings. Try to diversify your portfolio, allocate your investments wisely so that you are able to grow your finances in the coming months and years. Then we see that the direct aspect will be on the third house, on the friendly sign of Virgo. So it can be again a great time for short distance travel, long distance travel, journey, vacation. Um, it can be beneficial. Overall, your communication will also become limited in the way that you might only speak a few words, but will have a strong impact on whoever you interact with, right? So try not to also engage yourself in any extreme outdoor adventure sports or activities, whether it's rock climbing, bungee jumping, skydiving. Avoid doing these kind of activities when Saturn is impacting your third house. It can be a great time to get creative, to get passionate about something that you always wanted to do, whether it's showcasing your talents, whether you are skilled in some specialty. It is a great time to harness that knowledge, that expertise, and grow that, express that, right? So it can become a meaningful source of income as well. Then we see that overall, again, there is going to be some pressure on the siblings area because 11th is elder sibling, third is younger siblings. So just with your siblings, make sure to maintain good, harmonious relationship, because that will be helpful to you, because when they support you, you are going to feel more confident in your decisions when you have the backing of your siblings as well. The final impact of Saturn will be on the sixth house, on the sign of Sagittarius, which means that try not to ignore any acute or chronic health issues, especially acute health issues, because if you ignore it for too long, it can develop more into a chronic type of ailment. So maybe getting a wellness checkup, once in a while could be good for you. And also, be watchful of people in general. Try to distinguish between your true well wishers and those people who are not your well wishers, and keep those people at a base distance. Overall, if you work hard, you stay committed to your project, duties, task at your workplace or in your business, you are going to do quite well in the coming time. Your Artha Trikona year is getting activated, which means wealth will slowly and steadily grow and accumulate as well. Just make good financial wise investments. So I believe these are some of the impacts my Cancer Karka Rashi friends are going to feel in the coming months and years. I wish you all the best. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, Saturn, which controls your sixth and seventh house, will now start transiting in your eighth house from March 29 onwards. So, the Ashtam Bhav, this is the house of obstacles, transformations, sudden gains, sudden losses, unexpected ups and downs in life. But Saturn here, for the most part, is not going to be a bad placement, because this is the natural house for Shani. right? Because Saturn is the natural significator of the eighth house. It is also going to be placed in the sign of Pisces, which, first of all, is a feminine sign. It is not an aggressive sign, it is not a malefic sign. It is also ruled by one of the most auspicious planets, Jupiter. So, Saturn's inherent nature is not going to be that malefic. But still, in relation to your business, right? If you are running your own business, you need to be a bit cautious in regards to making major financial investments, taking huge loans to fund something. You need to do your proper research due diligence, because eighth house is also the house of sudden major unexpected losses. So there can be slight fluctuation in your business activities. There can be some really good months, some sluggish months, but you need to be very stable minded. You need to be grounded in your business related decisions so that the boat does not sink. So, to keep it afloat, you need to basically have a very kind of long term approach to doing things, right? You need to not focus on the quick short term gains. You need to focus on like a 5 year, 10 year kind of plan for your business. So that way you will be able to successfully weather any storm if that comes around. It can be a great time to do some really deep research into any subjects that you might be interested in, right? Because eighth house is the house of deep research, and that research can lead to some benefits in the long run, whether it is for your professional life, whether it's for your career, business, education, you know, self venture, whatever it might be. Do that research, because it is going to be a great couple of years for the same. I will say, try not to ignore any acute health issues. If something was to bother you, make sure to get a good, wellness checkup once in a while, because ignoring health ailments can result into it becoming chronic, of the chronic nature, for the long run, and that will not be a good thing. So make sure to keep a tab on your health and get those issues addressed at the onset. Then we see that eighth house is also connected to sudden wealth, right? It can be sudden unexpected gains that can come your way through maybe past insurance settlement or inheritance, any legacies through your spouse, in-laws. But if any gains come your way, try to save that money for a rainy day. Try to protect your investments. Definitely avoid any high risk speculative investments. If I talk about the aspect from the 8th, Saturn will impact the 10th house, right? The friendly sign of Taurus. So here it can give some struggle, but with a very practical mindset, with your hard work and effort, you will make very good growth and progress in your professional life as well. So, with some initial struggle, in the long run, you can certainly come out victorious if you are willing to put in the hard work effort. Try not to get into unnecessary disputes, confrontation, arguments with your subordinates, with your colleagues, or even with your upper management. Try to, for the next couple of years, be very focused on your own duties, tasks, projects. Avoid office politics at all cost, and you will do fantastic. Then we see that there can be some possible ups and downs in the relationship with your father. So try to work accordingly. Try to not, escalate things in an unnecessary manner. Instead, try to mitigate any issues that seem to crop up. From the 8th, Saturn will directly impact your second house of wealth. It falls on the good sign of Virgo, friendly sign. So here there might be initial hiccups in accumulation of wealth, increased savings If you are hoping for that, it will happen. But again, you have to start thinking around a big horizon, 5 year, 10 year, 15-year horizon, and you need to start making your investments accordingly. You need to start to spread out your investments, diversify your portfolio, and do not basically take anyone's advice, financial advice, at face value unless they really know what they are doing and they are accredited. Make sure to follow your gut feeling, intuition, right? So then we see that the final aspect will fall on the fifth house, on the sign of Sagittarius. So again, here we can see fifth house is connected to speculative investments. As I mentioned before, eighth house connected to the fifth, to the second, is indicating you need to be careful with your money. Avoid penny stocks, cryptocurrency, gambling, betting. All these things can, you know, either possibly give you money, but there is a very high chance it can destroy your wealth, because Saturn is not inherently a planet which can give tremendous amount of gains or wealth in a overnight, like by the quick, like a shortcut. It doesn't work that way. Maybe Venus, Rahu, maybe Mercury or someone like these planets have the potential to give gains of that nature. But Saturn here is all about slow and steady approach. Think about investments in a long term, safe, stable assets of your choice. So you need to start thinking along those lines. In terms of relationship area, for single people, there can be some still more delays, struggles, because here you see that the sixth lord will be impacting the fifth from the eighth, but it also controls your seventh house. So eventually you could come across a compatible person where you might get into a long term relationship, and it can even basically result in a marriage down the road. And for those couples already in a relationship, the time at the start is going to be a bit fiery, right? It can be filled with a bit of conflicts and all, whatnot. But over time, if you truly care for your partner, then these small issues will get resolved, and the bonding, love, romance, respect, trust for each other will only grow and increase manifold. So I believe these are some of the effects that will be faced by the Leo sign, and I wish you nothing but the best. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, Saturn rules your fifth and sixth house, and now it will start transiting in your seventh house in the sign of Pisces from March 29 onwards. So, what does this signify? Well, for one, Saturn is a good planet for you. It controls your trine house. It is great friends with the ruler of your sign, Mercury. And now it will transit in the Kendra Bhava, which is the seventh house, a center house, house of conscious decision making, actions. So here, there is a strong chance that those people who have been in a long term relationship for many years might finally decide to take the next step and get married. The fifth and seventh houses here are getting activated. So it can be a great time for marriage on the cards for those people who are, in a relationship for a while, even for single people. If you are desiring to get married, to settle down, it is going to be quite a supportive time period in the near future where your dreams might finally get fulfilled. So definitely be proactive, be open, and you can certainly find a spouse where your compatibility is high, and you can have a long term, good, stable marriage. Then we see that even for business area, for those people who are businessmen running their own business, your business decision making, your intellect will become very sharp, very ingenious, and you will be, thinking on how to take your business to the next level. You will think on how you can defeat your competition, how you can rise above all the people in the marketplace who are competing against your product or service. And eventually, you can certainly come out victorious. So, overall, the business sector is looking pretty good here, as you will start to get a lot of stability, a good sense of direction, and great focus. From the seventh house, we see Saturn will impact the ninth house and the friendly sign of Taurus. So, here, long distance travel journeys can be quite good, especially for marriage, as in, if you are thinking about traveling to meet someone, it can be good for that. If you're already married with your spouse, you can embark on some nice long distance vacation to, a foreign land. It can be great time for traveling to meet business partners, for attending a business conference, seminar, networking. It can be a great time for that. It can be a great time to enhance your knowledge, your skill set related to higher education, related to your business, related to any type of self venture that you are pursuing. Even for those students wanting to pursue higher education, like a master's PhD program, you can certainly get admission now, possibly even in a foreign land. So definitely keep your goals high and work towards those. It can also be a beautiful time to pursue any spiritual or religious interest more deeply. Then we see that Saturn will directly impact your ascendant, the first house, which will fall on the sign of Virgo itself. So, here, all it is telling you is to take a step back, retrospect, introspect, and do some self reflection on any good changes, modifications that you would like to bring in your daily work routine, in your daily activities, in your daily life, which can enable you to be more productive, to be more efficient, and to be more successful in basically all areas of your life, including finance, education, marriage, travel, business, right? So try to kind of create an actionable goal or actionable game plan for the near long term future, and then start working towards those actionable items so that you can basically, be very much successful in all your endeavors. Try to take good care of your health as well. Work on fitness, do yoga, meditation, pranayama. Channelize this energy on your ascendant in a good way so that with good health, with good fitness, you have the ability to also do good in the world, to work at your maximum capacity level. The final impact of Saturn will be on your fourth house on the sign of Sagittarius. So, here it is indicating that property related investments can be on your mind, or even buying a vehicle, and you might take a loan for that because your sixth house is also connected to the fourth. So real estate investments, vehicle investments can be on the cards. I will suggest, if you do plan on purchasing something, try to purchase something which is a bit older, because Saturn represents older things. It is not a planet which represents brand new luxury furniture or decor such as Venus. So if you want to buy a house, try to maybe look for something that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50-year old, right? It can be good for you. Or same with a vehicle. If it's a used or old vehicle, 5-year, 10-year-old vehicle, it can still do very good for you. You will even save money, as well as Saturn's impact here will be utilized in the right way. But finally, you got to do you, and you have to do what works best for your life. And then I will say, make sure your mother, she tries to get a wellness checkup maybe once or twice a year, because here Saturn can create some difficulty in relation to health ailments for your mother. So make sure she addresses any health concerns at the earliest. So I believe these are some of the impacts that will be felt by my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends. And I hope you utilize the energy of Saturn in the most positive way. All the best. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, Saturn is a great planet for you. It controls your fourth house, which is a Kendra Bhava, a center house, and the fifth house, which is a trine house, a Trikon Bhava. So naturally, it is a very auspicious planet for you. It is also great friends with the ruler of your sign, Venus. And to add to that, now from March 29 onwards, it will start transiting in your sixth house itself, which is a Upachaya Bhava, a growth house. Any planet placed in Upachaya will keep giving improved results over a period of time. The results and effects will only keep getting better and better. And as we all know with Saturn, wherever it is placed or the house that it transits in, it tries to improve the signification and results of that house over a period of time. So, lo and behold, here in the sixth house, it is going to impact your daily work routine, your daily activities in a positive way. You are going to become more disciplined. You are going to become more strict with your own decisions, and you are going to implement many wise, actionable plans for yourself to improve your productivity, your efficiency, and your life. Because with your hard work, dedication, commitment, discipline, time management, you are going to do phenomenal in your job, in your business, in your education, whatever area it might be. Saturn here has the capacity to drive you to tremendous growth and success in the years to come. So, this is truly setting you up for major growth and success in the time to come. You just need to utilize this energy in the right way by doing what I just said now. Then, if we think about it, Saturn controlling your fourth house in the sixth, meaning there can be possibility of purchase of real estate, purchase of a new house or even older house, because Saturn usually represents older things. So maybe buying of an older property, investing in an older vehicle, right? Or even buying some ancient or kind of artistic things to make your home look very nice. And it can be a bit more ancient, right? The decor that you might purchase can be historic or ancient, because Saturn is basically a conservative, a traditional, and one of the oldest planets. So you need to utilize again this energy in the right way, and Saturn will bless you tremendously here. You will be able to fight off diseases, ward off enemies, and rise on top above your competition. Whether in business, whether in your daily job, you will start to be a force to be reckoned with. Your overall health, vitality, immunity will start to get stronger. Definitely work on your fitness, it will be good for you. Then we see that from the sixth, Saturn is going to impact your eighth house with its third aspect. It falls on the friendly sign of Taurus, so it is a great thing. Overall, the deeper you do some research on any topic you are interested in, you gain more knowledge, skills, and expertise of those subjects that you are inclined towards. It will be good for you in the long run. It can even open a new source of income, because it can become like a second or part-time thing you might start doing. Whether you are interested in occult sciences, whether you are interested in starting something new with the research and knowledge that you have gained, portraying that those skills and talents to the public can yield good returns down the road. I will say, do not ignore any type of chronic health issues. Make sure to get that checked up in a timely manner and address those before they magnify. We see from the sixth, Saturn will directly impact your 12th house. So that will also fall on the friendly sign of Virgo. So there can be some displacement, as in a lot of traveling involved. It could be international travel, it could even be domestic travel, but traveling will definitely be on the cards. Overseas travel can be quite a bit. Overall, your sleep quality can be affected here due to this transit, because as the sixth, eighth, and 12th houses here are getting activated, try to get plenty of sleep, 7 to 8 hours, so that you can perform at your maximum capacity. Lack of sleep here can result due to overwork. Like, you could become like a workaholic. That kind of thing can happen. So try to do, again, moderation will be key to your success here. Even helping out with some social service organization, doing some charity work, helping out the poor, needy, helping out the disabled, helping out the elderly people, volunteer work, um, can also give some very beneficial results, not only on a spiritual level, but even on the mental level, where intrinsically you will start to feel much more content, much more happy with your life. Then we see that there can be some expenses on the cards as well. But again, try to utilize those expenses to do as much as the things that you want, whether it's international travel, whether it's donating, whether it's, you know, investments, but on a long term basis, not quick short term gains, but long term gains should be your focus. The final aspect will be on the third house, on the sign of Sagittarius. So here again, the sixth third combination is indicating hard work, parakram, perseverance, commitment, dedication, loyalty will go a long way in becoming successful with this transit. So keep working hard, stay focused, do not give up, because initially there might be some hurdles, obstacles, challenges, because sixth house is a trik bhav, right? So there can be some of those issues in the start, but as Saturn keeps degree wise moving forward in the Upchaya Bhava, in the growth house, and aspecting the third house, which is also another growth house, you are going to get improved and more better results as the time unfolds in basically all areas of your life. So, you know, go after what you want, be brave, be courageous, be confident, be self assertive, and, pursue your dreams with all your heart, and you will do great. All the best. For my Scorpio Vrishika Rashi friends, Saturn rules your third and fourth house, and it will be transiting in your fifth house in the sign of Pisces from March 29 onwards. So, overall, this is a good placement because it is a trine house, it is a Trikon Bhava, and Saturn rules good houses in your chart as well. One thing here is you need to do meditation, pranayama, yoga, mindfulness, because when you are going to be relaxed emotionally, mentally, physically, at your peak, if you are emotionally well balanced, you are grounded, then you are going to be able to make some really important decisions for your life, especially connected to your finances and to your relationship and marriage area as well. And when I say finances, fifth house is connected to speculative investments. So if you plan on investing in, let's say, the stock market, you need to be grounded. You need to have a actionable plan. You need to have a sense of direction, clarity, purpose on what you really want to achieve. And your focus should be on long term. It should not be on quick short term gains, because that is where you can get trapped. That is where you can lose money. So try to think about basically a long term horizon, whether it's 5 year, 10 year, 15 year. Try to think about how you can grow your wealth and become eventually even financially independent in the long run. Your focus and your purpose should be geared towards that. If you have any children, then you are going to start to spend a lot of memorable time with them. There will be some good quality moments you will spend with your children. There will be a lot of bonding, and there will there can be some really emotional moments that you might share as well. Here in the fifth, Saturn's Mool Trikon being the fourth, we see that for single people, there are good chances you can connect with maybe someone like a childhood friend, who has also now grown to age where, they are looking to maybe date, or, they are also wanting a relationship. And maybe you might connect after many, many, many years, and it can rekindle something. It can, develop into something much more. So chances of meeting someone along those lines can be there. And then we see from the fifth house, Saturn will aspect the seventh house, which means again that the relationship area can eventually get converted to even marriage in the coming years. You might think of taking your relationship to the next level and getting married, because Saturn's aspect is good. It is a strong aspect on the seventh, on the friendly sign of Taurus, right? So Taurus is a naturally auspicious and beneficial sign, right? So here, the possibility of marriage opening up, marriage matters speeding up are also seen. But do not take any hasty, impulsive decisions. Take your time, have patience, and then, still be proactive. But you will start to see some good things unfold in the marriage aspect. For those couples already married, there can be some hurdles, obstacles, and at moments and times you will be tested. But it can be a good test to determine whether you are truly meant for each other, whether it is a good idea to continue the marriage or maybe take a step back. This will be a key time frame, because if you do continue the marriage, then it will be a very long lasting one, and it can be a very profound and deep relationship that, you will probably never experience again. Then we see that even for business people, with your innovative outside the box thinking ability, you will be able to do quite well in your business related activities. Just do not do just do not break the law. Do not do anything immoral, illegal. Follow the rule book, be disciplined, follow an ethical approach towards conducting your business activities, and you will do great. Then we see that the direct aspect of Saturn will be on the 11th house. This will fall on the friendly sign of Virgo. Here again, the focus will be on finances, financial expansion, getting gains from multiple sources of income. And Saturn being in the fifth, activating the 11th, there will be a focus where you will want to, you know, invest in very different types of asset classes. And that will be good. Diversify and spread out your investments as much as possible. Overall, it can also be that your social network can slowly start to expand, but you will still be very choosy about the people that you want to connect with, that the people you want to remain in touch with. But your social life and your social activities will also slowly and steadily increase in the time to come, because it is aspecting the sign of Virgo being ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is a very social planet, right? It's like the life of the party. It's that type of planet. Although Saturn doesn't represent that kind of behavior, more than before, friend circle, social life, all this will be on your mind. The final impact will be on your second house, on the sign of Sagittarius, a neutral sign. It is activating your wealth house. So, wealth accumulation, savings, increasing your bank balance, this will be largely on your mind during this transit. So, again, take a slow and steady approach. Do not rush into taking any important major financial decisions or investments. Take your time, do your proper research, due diligence, analysis, and then only make such decisions. Overall, be watchful of your communication as well. It can become a bit, you can see, a bit fiery. You will speak less, but it will be very blunt, to the point, although you will speak the truth. But it might not be digested by everyone. So just make sure that you come across as polite, and that people don't misconstrue, or it doesn't create any unnecessary misunderstandings, especially with your extended family, relatives, and those sort. Also, be a bit watchful of your diet, the food you eat, what you drink. Try to do everything in moderation. Eat a good, well balanced diet, and that will be great for you. So I believe these are the effects that will be felt by the Scorpio sign, and I wish you all the best. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, Saturn rules your second and the third house, and it will be now transiting in the fourth house from March 29 onwards for a long time to come. So, this is going to be mostly a good transit for you. Fourth house is connected to real estate, property, right? So, there is a good chance that you might have an inclination or a strong desire to purchase new property, or to sell your property for a profit. Those people employed in the construction field, in real estate field, or in kind of the automobile selling business, real estate agents, realtors can do very well during this time. If you are thinking of purchasing a new car, try to instead purchase an older vehicle, because Saturn does not represent brand new. It usually represents older things, because it is a very traditional, conservative, and the oldest planet. So if you want to utilize Saturn's energy in the right way, try to, even for a new house or a car or any new decor for your house, try to purchase it which is a bit older. Even for the decor, it can be a bit rustic or ancient in nature. Here, doing some yoga, meditation, mindfulness techniques can be excellent, because Saturn will be directly impacting your mental well being, your emotional happiness, fulfillment, contentment. So, as much as you are going to stay grounded, it is going to do good for you. You will be able to implement and make better decisions. If your mother was suffering from any health issues, she can get respite in that area, and she can start to feel better. in the coming months and years. Saturn's impact will be on the sixth house on the sign of Taurus. Here, it will be a friendly aspect, but I will still say do not neglect any health issues for yourself, especially of the acute kind. If you keep neglecting those health issues, it can turn into something more chronic. So try to get that addressed at the onset. There are chances of taking new loans to fund buying a house or a car. So that is definitely on the cards. And it can happen is that you can take a loan, but make sure that it is within your budget and it doesn't give you sleepless nights. Take only those loans that you can afford to easily repay over time. The enemies or potential people that are not your well wishers can start to crop up, as in, you will be able to easily now identify those people who do not wish you well, but you will still be able to suppress them with your strategic decision making, clever thinking. You will always be two steps ahead of such people. Try to think of any good modifications you can make to your everyday work life routine, which can enable you to be more successful in all different areas of life. Then we see that the direct aspect will be on the 10th house of career on the friendly sign of Virgo. So here, Saturn controlling your third house, its Mool Trikon being in the third, Parakram Bhav, it is indicating be disciplined, be loyal, be hardworking, be committed, and focus on your task, duties, projects. Avoid workplace politics, gossiping, unnecessary confrontation, arguments, disputes, and stay solely focused on your targets at work, and you will achieve a lot in the coming months and years. You will do very well professionally. Saturn can give you tremendous growth and elevation to a very high level as long as you're willing to put in the hard work and effort. Your Basically, if there were any workplace discrepancies, if there were any issues with your colleagues, subordinates, upper management, slowly that can also possibly get resolved here with good communication. So make sure to communicate properly but politely. If your father has been suffering from any health issues, make sure that he does not ignore those. Make sure he gets regular wellness checkups, at least semi annually. It will be better. The final aspect of Saturn will be on your ascendant, on the sign of Sagittarius itself, the fire sign. So here it is asking of you to not be impulsive, not be hasty in your decision making. Do some self introspection, some retrospection, look back in the past, analyze the things that you did which went your way or which were correct decisions, and those which did not yield good results, and then make those modifications accordingly. Plan out the roadmap for your future success and work according to that. Work on fitness, work on health, work on any goals that you want to achieve, whether in finance, whether in career, business, education, whatever area it might be, traveling, international travel, foreign settlement. All this can now be possible, but you need to have an actionable game plan and you need to slowly start working towards that. But with your parakram, hard work, perseverance, and self effort, anything is sustainable and doable in the coming time. I wish you all the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, Saturn being the lord of your Lagna and ruling your second house will start to finally transit in the third house from March 29 onwards in the sign of Pisces. This is a much welcome change because the third house is a Upchaya Bhava, it is a growth house. Any planet placed in the Upchaya Bhava, its effects will only keep improving over time. And as we know with Saturn, it wants the best for you since it rules your sign. And now, wherever it is going to be placed, it is going to try to improve the signification and results of that house over time. For the moon sign people, the Sadesati will also be completely finished. That is a beautiful positive change happening as well. So, what does this all signify? Well, for one, now the hard work, effort, parakram, perseverance, effort, that, self effort that you put into anything, any area of life, you will start to basically be successful in that, whether finance, relationship, marriage, travel, education, health, business, any area, you can see some really positive transformations because Saturn is now primed here in the third house to give you really good fruits for not only your past karmas, for all the hard work you have been doing so far, but it will start to give even more better results as the time unfolds. As degree wise, it keeps getting stronger because finally it rules your sign. So naturally, it wants the best for you. And its Mool Trikona is in your second house, the house of wealth, prosperity, Dhanastan, your savings, liquid cash. And it will be placed two places forward from the second house, which indicates an expansion in your financial resources and lots of abundance to come. Your overall relationship with your siblings can start to improve. If there were any issues, those can certainly be resolved. Short distance traveling journeys will be beneficial. Your overall communication will also, it will become very sweet, it will become very convincing, but you might only say few words, but just the impact will be very strong. People will have a feeling that you are an individual filled with a lot of deep, substance. You are a person of substance, so they can come to you seeking advice, seeking good counsel. So communication related matters will get enhanced over time, whether it is oral communication or whether it is written communication. So, especially if you're in the field of sales, advertising, marketing, real estate, politics, right? Media personality, television personality, you will do fantastic. Even if you're in the sports industry, fitness industry, you can do marvelous during this time period. We see that the first aspect of Saturn will be on the fifth house on the friendly sign of Taurus. This means that if you do wise investments in the time to come, if you properly diversify your portfolio, you allocate, your investments appropriately, you can gain significant amount of money in the years to come. So do not basically take any impulsive hasty decisions, but take carefully calculated decisions after you make, after you do your analysis, due diligence, research, and then you will start to see some magic unfold in that area because investments done here over a long term horizon for like 5, 10, 15 years can yield some solid returns for you. Again, I would always recommend to avoid penny stocks, cryptocurrency, gambling, betting, all these sort of things because Saturn, your Lagnesh, doesn't inherently represent gains from these type of things, right? So think about the long term gains and focus on the long term vision. Then we see that if you have any children, right, and if there were any issues in the relationship with your children, Now is a good time to build that stability, to deepen that bond, to spend a lot of good quality time and memorable moment with your children. So do not let this time pass. Instead, grab hold of it and work on building and improving the relationship with your children, because the time is looking quite ripe for that. Then we see from the third house, Saturn will be directly impacting the ninth house, the ninth house of Bhagya, destiny, luck factor, and it will impact the sign of Virgo, which is again a friendly sign, but it is a dual sign, right? So it's basically avoid making any major important decisions, whether financial, investment, career, business, marriage, on, just on a hope that your destiny or luck factor will support you, because most times it will. Don't get me wrong, most times it will, because Saturn will be very well placed, but still it is a dual sign, right? And Mercury is a very fast moving planet. So sometimes you could have an error in judgment and make the wrong decision. So make what I'm trying to say is make only a decision after carefully analyzing everything, after knowing your cards, then make that move. And of course, do not reveal your cards to anyone, because there are going to be people who are going to be quite jealous of you because of your rise in the coming time. So keep your cards to yourself. It can be a great time for long distance travel, journey, vacation, exploring any religious or spiritual places that you wanted to always visit in a faraway land. It can be a great time for, mantra japa, recitation of mantras, tantras, any remedies. Overall, your karma from the past lives, any good karma, the results of those will also be felt, and any result of bad karma can also be felt during this time. But mostly it will be positive, because this is the bhagyastan, the highest of the trine house, so a very auspicious indication. Try to keep doing your duty in a very righteous, ethical manner. Do your dharma, and then forget anything about the result. Don't think about the result. Focus on your dharma, focus on your duty, and you will get the results of it naturally. All the good results. The final impact will be on your 12th house, on the sign of Sagittarius. So, here there can be some expenses on the cards, but I will say redirect it towards educational expenses. If you're a student wanting to pursue master's, PhD program, postdoc, try to apply to admission in foreign lands. There is a strong chance you can get that admission, and the tuition that you will pay for it will only go towards securing your long term future, which is looking very bright. It can also be for, again, travel, international travel, maybe you're visiting a holy pilgrimage, maybe going to an ashram, enrolling yourself in a meditation retreat, in a spiritual center, or visiting any religious organization of your choice, right? So if you spend towards that, it will be good, or towards charity purposes or donation, or even doing some volunteer work can be exceptional to do, because the sign of Sagittarius is all about helping, and it is a very positive, vibrant sign. It is ruled by Jupiter, Dev Guru Brihaspati. So doing your duty, helping out those in need, being selfless will go a long way towards accumulating a lot of good karma. Finally, your sleep quality might get affected a bit due to overwork, due to becoming a workaholic. So try to do moderation, try to make sure to get plenty of sleep so you can perform at your maximum capacity level. So I believe these are some impacts that will be felt on the Capricorn sign people. Overall, one of the best transits you can ever ask for. All the planetary alignment here is looking in your favor, especially Saturn's. So make the best use of it. All the best. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, Saturn, your Lagnesh, which controls your first house and the 12th house, will now start transiting in your second house in the sign of Pisces for a very long time to come. So, a very positive transformation for you guys. One thing is for the moon sign people, Sade Sati's second phase will be completely over, which is one of the hardest phases. So the third phase should be quite good, more positive, and filled with a lot of more hope and optimism. So in your second house, what is it signifying? Well, for one, second house is connected to your wealth, to your savings, to your liquid cash. And since you are also under Sadisadi for the moon sign people, I will suggest to basically take an approach of a long term horizon, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year in relation to your investments. Definitely avoid high risk speculative investments like cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, betting. Instead, focus on creating a very diversified, well spread out portfolio that can yield a good return for you down the long road and basically help you to accumulate more savings, increase your bank balance. Because if you focus on quick short term gains, that is where you can lose money and encounter a financial loss. So try to focus on wealth building, but over a long period of time. Try to be generous, try to be magnanimous, and you know all that wealth will naturally come in your life because the Aquarius sign is the natural sign of money, the natural Kal Purush Kundali 11th sign of inflow of money. So you are able to naturally attract a lot of wealth and abundance in life. So no issues are seen. It should only be good because it is known wherever Saturn is placed or transits in, for that house, it is going to do very well. And since it is your Lagnesh itself, it is going to do excellent for enhancing your wealth and building up your financial resources. There can be some really good get together and family reunion on the cards in the coming time. So you can look forward to that. Overall, in terms of your diet, you might think of adopting a more nutritious, well balanced, healthy diet, and you might make modifications to the current diet you must be having for a lot of years, because this is the time you will really start to think about your future, about your long term fitness goals, and you will start working on that. The first aspect of Saturn will be on the fourth house, on the friendly sign of Taurus. So this indicates that there is a strong chance or desire that you might want to invest in a property, in a real estate, or maybe buying a car. And there is going to be some expense involved because Saturn also rules your 12th house. But overall, if you're running a good Mahadasha, Antardasha, the fourth lord is well placed in your chart, then it can be a good decision to buy something new, right? And I will say, especially if you buy something which is a bit older, right? It can be better for you because Saturn does not really represent brand new house or brand new car, brand new like decor. It usually represents very old things, or because it is a traditional conservative and the oldest planet. So I'm not saying you have to buy 100-year-old house. Even if the house is like 3 or 5 years old, it will be better because you will utilize the energy of Saturn in the right way. Make sure that your mother, gets some regular wellness checkups this year, at least semi-annually. It will be good for her. The direct aspect of Saturn will be on the eighth house, on the friendly sign of Virgo. So here there are chances of sudden unexpected gains that can come your way. It could be through inheritance, through your past investments, through any legacies, through insurance, through your spouse or in-laws. But again, redirect those profits to safe, stable, long-term investments. Avoid trying to make a quick buck because that is where you can lose a lot of money. Try not to ignore any chronic health issues. And if something was to bother you, make sure to address that in a timely manner. I will also say that it can be a great time for basically diving down deep into any research that you're interested in. It can be any topic, but if you're truly passionate about that, you're truly interested in increasing your knowledge skill set in regards to that, you should certainly look into it. At times you might feel distracted, but if you leave out that distraction, temptation, and really focus on diving deep into your research, it can be life changing for you, truly. So look into that. The final aspect of Saturn will be on the 11th house, right? On the sign of Sagittarius. So here it is all about gains, all about fulfillment of desires. But since Saturn will create some blockages there, do not lose hope. Have an actionable plan for your ambitions, for your goals, for your desires, and keep working towards that, right? In due course, Saturn will eventually help to fulfill and realize all your dreams, goals, and ambitions. Overall, there can be amazing changes at your workplace, a lot of betterment in your professional life, some really good chances for promotion, bonus, salary increment, perks that can come your way, which might be long overdue. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying, give lots of interviews. Strong chances you can land a desired job now. Overall, your friend circle will be also on your mind, and you will start to be very picky now when it comes to people you associate with. So you will start to basically keep only those people very close to you in whom you trust, you find genuine value, and you will start to keep those other people at a distance where maybe they are only creating a burden in your life. So you will be very cautious now in making new friends, and you will be very choosy when it comes to attending social events and in general communication with your friend circle. There could be some slight ups and downs and issues in the relationship with your elder siblings, but overall, nothing too concerning. Try not to unnecessarily aggravate any situation. Instead, try to mitigate those issues, resolve those differences so that you can get the good support and the strong support of your elder sibling moving forward. So, these are some of the impacts that are going to be felt on the Aquarius Kumbha Rashi sign. And I wish you all the best. For my Pisces mean Rashi friends, Saturn will be transiting in your ascendant itself, in your very first house in the sign of Pisces for a long time to come. For the moon sign people, for the Chandra Rashi people, the second phase of Sadisati will commence. Saturn controls the auspicious 11th house in your chart as well as the 12th house. So, what does all this signify? Well, now that it will transit in your ascendant, there are going to be increased expenses in your life, but it can be directed to something that can be spiritual in nature, such as maybe enrolling yourself in any meditation center or any type of spiritual retreat, visiting any spiritual places, or it can be even for religious purpose. It can be for visiting any religious organization. It could be for visiting any mandir, church, temple, mosque that you always wanted to visit, but maybe it is in a different country. It is of historical significance to you. So expenses related to something like this can be fruitful, something related to taking up, doing yoga, going and attending yoga classes, or any sadhana practices can also be great. The 11th Lord coming on your ascendant means a strong and deep desire to fulfill your ambitions, to fulfill your long lasting dreams that you had for quite some time. But again, Saturn is the slowest moving planet, so you need to think like that. You need to avoid taking any hasty, impulsive, sudden, quick decisions. Be patient, keep working hard, stay focused, and over time you will be able to achieve everything that your heart desires. Financial, educational, marriage, travel, business, career, area doesn't matter, as long as you're willing to put the work towards it, because from the first, Saturn will impact your third house, and that will fall on the friendly sign of Taurus, and that is the Parakram Bhav. So with your Parakram, with your self effort, hard work, commitment, dedication, you will be able to set up yourself for success in the long term. So create a game plan for yourself, an actionable game plan for any objectives or any kind of goals that you want to achieve, maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, and then start working towards that. And over time, you will see Saturn will start to give you tremendous success and growth opportunities. Try to be mindful of your health. Do, you know, focus on your fitness, whether it's doing, moderate to, you know, more intense exercise, or whether it is taking walk outside, going for a jog, running, hiking, depending, of course, on your age, on your health factors, all these things. Make sure to do something that works well for your body, and then work on improving your fitness levels, because finally health is wealth. And for some people, there are chances that there could be health issues on the cards, where some medical expenses could go towards basically getting better, feeling healthier, coming out of any chronic health issues that you might be suffering from, because the 11th house is getting connect, or the 12th house is getting connected to your ascendant, which means that you need to focus on your health. And there are times where you might have to visit the doctor, but it will be for your own good. Maybe get a semi-annual or annual wellness, general wellness checkup. It will be good for you. Then the direct aspect will be on your seventh house, on the friendly sign of Virgo. So here there is a possibility that basically for those people who are married, there are chances of possible separation for some people, where there could be another marriage on the cards, because it is a dual sign in your seventh house. But again, that might not be the case for everyone. It depends largely on your natal chart, the Mahadasha, Antardasha. But Saturn, generally being a good planet for you here, should give you good stability as well. But of course, as long as you are being loyal, honest, upfront, direct, caring, loving towards your spouse, then no fear, Saturn will only bless you. Infidelity, doing something behind your spouse's back, doing immoral activities will, is going to result in accumulation of bad karma. And Saturn finally is the main planet of karma fal data, as we say. So be very cautious of your actions in terms of your marriage. Be honest, loyal, and upfront with whatever you are thinking, whatever your plan is with your spouse. If you're unhappy, then be upfront, be honest about it, and then, you know, you can go your own separate ways with dignity. For those single people wanting to get married, it won't be immediate, but over a period of time, you might come across someone suitable with good communication and transparent decision making. There could be marriage on the cards as well, because finally Saturn also rules your house of desires and wish fulfillment. So a lot of people can also get married if they are really desiring it that much over a period of time. For business related purposes, it can be a great time because here the sign of Mercury is getting activated, Mercury being a natural Karak of business. So, with stable, steady decision making, focusing on the long term, you can basically turn your business around. If it's not doing well, you can turn it around and ensure that it generates good profits and becomes a very steady, stable business for the long run. It is in your hands how you want to basically take the trajectory for your business related activities. Avoid getting maybe into new business partnerships if possible, unless again your natal chart supports that. The final impact of Saturn will be on your 10th house of career, falling on the sign of Sagittarius. Here, Saturn will give you good growth over a period of time, but try not to get into unnecessary arguments, disputes, quarrels with your subordinates, with your colleagues, with your managers, because the fire sign of Sagittarius will be active. So you need to control your temper, you need to be calm, collected, focus on your own duties, task, projects, avoid office politics, gossiping, all those sort of things. And over a period of time, you can rise tremendously with your hard work, effort, parakram, and you will be a force to be reckoned with. Your leadership skills will also improve. And overall, you will start to gain more respect, prestige, and your overall authority and weightage at the workplace will also increase. If there are any issues in the relationship with your father, it is now the time to work and resolve those issues. Try not to exacerbate those issues, otherwise it can lead to estrangement in the relationship with your father. So be mindful of that. I believe these are some of the impacts that will be felt for the Pisces Meen Rashi people. I thank you for watching my video and I wish you all the best.